You're listening to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits podcast, where you'll learn simple, actionable strategies from real-world, wildly successful body contouring professionals to help you generate more revenue, realize the profits you deserve, and create the life you desire. I'm Shannon Schimmel.
And I'm Kay Overly, and we're your hosts of the Proven Profits podcast.
Welcome back to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits podcast. Shannon here with Kay, and in today's episode, number 25, we'll be showing you how to turn your patients into loyal, long-term fans and send your profits soaring with this winning follow-up visit protocol.
We all love it when we have patient visits for body contouring treatments. But we're sometimes guilty of not getting overly excited about follow-up visits, right? All of us. Have you ever heard your team making comments like, it's just a follow-up, or I don't really have much today, just follow-up visits? Or have you ever been guilty of looking at the schedule and thinking those things? Well, we absolutely cringe at those kind of remarks and thoughts because follow-up visits are so extremely important. Maybe more important than the treatment itself. That's because your patient's judgment and opinion of you and your facility will be based in large part on her perception of how good her results are. In her opinion, that proves the success of the treatment. That's how she'll ultimately decide whether you really are a body contouring expert or not, whether she'll have good things to say about you or not, and whether she will continue to come see you for future services or not.
Pretty important, right? So how do we get our team fired up about the importance of follow-up visits? How do we get them to know how follow-up visits benefit the patient, how the follow-up visits benefit the practice, and how the benefits to the patient and the practice ultimately benefit them, the team? How do we do this? How do we get them to take the right steps? We do it with team education and a sound follow-up protocol. If you want to learn how to develop a follow-up protocol that'll turn your patients into long-term loyal fans, you're in the right place. In today's episode, we're going to give you the winning follow-up protocol. So listen closely as we break down the follow-up visit from one 30-minute visit to 7 much smaller components that'll make your patients love you and want to come back for more.
So what are these 7 smaller components? First, start off with discovery about the patient's feelings regarding her results or the subjective results. Number 2, get the patient's post-treatment weight. And 3, take great after photos from which you will make your objective findings. 4, keep that patient busy while you, 5, create your follow-up treatment plan. 6, have a sit-down review and conversation about the patient's results. And 7, make recommendations. For example, other treatments, products, supplements, and other follow-up visits, and make sure that patient has a return appointment to your office. So let's elaborate just a bit on these components.
Subjective results describe how the patient feels about her results. Does she see a change? Is she happy and excited? Or is she bummed out or behaving negatively? You need this information going in. It's important data to use when you're formulating your plan.
And what about that post-treatment weight? Did the patient gain, lose, or maintain her weight? This is going to tell you what kind of lifestyle she's been leading after you've last treated her. And weight gain will definitely adversely affect any visible reduction.
And make sure you get after photos at the same distance, in the same lighting, in the same garment, using the same poses. All of these factors affect the quality of your before and after pictures.
Moving on to the next component of keeping that patient busy while you're formulating a plan, remember your treatment specialist is going to be working on the patient's photos, reviewing her chart, considering the patient's subjective opinion, and then formulating the treatment plan. So you don't want this patient sitting around and just thinking. You want to keep her busy with a positive activity. At our medical spa, we encourage the patient to use our vibration platform after getting dressed. So the 5 minutes of dressing and the 10-minute program on the vibration platform provides the perfect amount of time for our treatment specialists. Now, if you don't have a vibration platform, just come up with a 10-minute activity instead that works for your office.
So your sit-down review and conversation with the patient should be in a private room. You review the photos with the patient. Point out all the areas that you see improvement. You stay very positive, even if the patient is not so positive. Be encouraging. Give her advice for getting even better results or further reduction. Some patients will be super happy, even ecstatic, and that's great. It's the prime time to ask for a review or testimonial. Her excitement will wane, and she'll be less likely to provide these things on a later date. But not all patients will be happy, and some may even be unreasonable. But stick to your protocol. Be encouraging. Give advice on how to improve her results. There will be times when your treatment specialist won't be able to make her happy, and you'll need a conflict resolution protocol to implement for that rare occasion when you have a totally unreasonable patient. Want to know what we use? We discussed our conflict resolution protocol in episode 20, so if you missed it, go check it out.
And then finally, you need to make recommendations and return appointments, and they will need to be customized to fit the patient's needs, goals, and results to date. Maybe your treatment specialist will recommend lymphatic assist treatments like press-away therapy or medical treatments like sculpture, perhaps topical products, nutritional supplements, and make sure also an appropriate return appointment. Your patient should never leave your office without a return appointment, and if she does, you will need a system to calendar a next contact with her to follow up and then try to get her back in. The bottom line, you want to shoot for 100% show rate on your follow-ups. No shows cost your practice, not only in non-productive time, but think about it. What if your patient didn't show because she already thought, she made up her mind, she had no results or terrible results and formed a bad opinion of you and your practice? You need to know if they don't show, and you need to follow up with them if they don't show. You must have a system to do this. Be thankful for every patient who returns. That's your opportunity to create those long-term loyal patients, ones who have good things to say about you and who keep buying from you. That's practice growth with your current patients.
And that brings us to our action step for today. Grow your practice with your current patients. Be sure you are known as a provider who delivers great results. Use what you learned today and create your own follow-up protocol.
That's it for today's episode. Stay tuned to learn more. And now's the time to hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Bye for now from Kay and Shannon at the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits Podcast.